Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13, episode 4. So before we get into the show, can I just ask you to please hit the thumbs up? And if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. Tell all of your friends, including your enemies, about my channel. Help me grow my channel, peeps. Thanks. Now on to the show. So can I just tell you that at the very beginning of the show, Dorit was on the phone talking to PK, and that phone case, I loved it. I mean, I really do think that Dorit has amazing style. Do I like her current confessional look? No, I do not. But do I love her confessionals? Absolutely. Dorit this season is old school Dorit, and for the most part, I am loving Dorit. There has been a few things that have pissed me off about Dorit, but we'll get to that later. She tells PK a little bit about the situation that happened at the Magic Mike show, and PK says, well, shoot, you should have took her to see Mary Poppins. And that is the truth. Magic Mike might have been just a little too much for Sutton, okay? Did anybody notice that when Kyle calls Mauricio, he's like, hi, how are you? And she gets right into the conversation. The woman didn't even say hi to him. She was more interested in what was going on with his lunch or dinner with PK because she wanted to know, in my opinion, what he had told PK. She did not care one shit about greetings and hello and what's going on back home. Did you get Portia to school? That was it. After that, she was ready to go. Bye. Then they broke the ladies up into pairs as they hung out for the day. And I thought it was odd that they were broken up into these pairs. But I realized that the show was probably angling to see if they could get as much dirt or as much entertainment value as possible. I think that they really missed the mark with Erica and Crystal. I didn't enjoy them together too much. We found out that Erica says that she misses the big house and everything when she thinks about the good memories, when she thinks about Christmas. But other than that, she does not miss the bad times with Tom. And she didn't miss Tom telling her off and yelling at her. And, you know, we've seen on different seasons of different episodes the way Tom talked to her. Tom treated her mostly like a trophy and not like a real person. Now, Sutton and Garcelle, they go to the Venetian and they get on the gondola. And when I saw that, I thought about me and one of my best friends. We went to the Venetian and we did the whole gondola ride thing, and it was beautiful. And then a few years later, me and another friend actually went to Venice and we did the gondola rides, and that was a totally different experience, but both of them were still great. A wonderful time. I would love to go back and do the whole Venice gondola thing. And Garcelle was not familiar with the fact that they sing. They do it in Italy too. They sing. You know, Garcelle was not here for it. Every time she got ready to try to have a conversation, the man's voice got higher, the song got longer. It seemed like Garcelle just decided to give up the conversation. It was cute. Then later they show a little Garcelle and Sutton had lunch with Oliver. And, you know, it's okay if Oliver wants to say that he was separated, but I did watch Vanderpump Rules last season, and his wife was out on social media constantly, and she says that they were not separated. They were still working on staying together, and they were still having the sex. So, you know, according to her, I don't believe Oliver, but, you know, say what you want to say, but I'm looking at him with the side eye. Now, Kyle and Dorit go out for lunch, and listen, I don't care what they say. I do not think that Kyle is having a midlife crisis. You know, she's eating better. She's taking care of her health. She quit drinking. I don't think it's a midlife crisis. Kyle is going through a lot in her life. One of her best friends passed away. She's having problems with her relationship with her sisters. She's going through something with her husband. You know, maybe at this point in her life, she's thinking, I'm getting older. I need to take care of myself so that I can be around longer for my children. I don't think this is a midlife crisis. And I also don't appreciate how the girls are kind of like, when is this going to be over? Why is she working out? Why is she not drinking? Blah, 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 blah. Allow this woman to not drink. I don't like to see people try to pressure a person to drink. Kyle, even though she's not drinking, in my opinion, she is still the same Kyle that she was when she was drinking. I do like that Kyle is standing up for herself more. She's trying not to people please. You know, she says that she just needs a break. And I agree with that. A lot of times people do need a break. She doesn't want to go out to a lot of parties anymore. She doesn't want to go out with Mauricio to help promote his business. She doesn't want to be drinking and hanging out. And Dorit does make a valid point. She says, if you're going in one direction and your husband is going in another direction, do you think that you will be able to make it? Now, I'm not married, but I would be worried that we may not make it. But as people grow, people learn, people change. If I was married, I would love for both of us to be able to grow and change together. But that doesn't always work. I would hate for that to ruin my marriage. But I think that at some point, both people in a relationship can grow, develop, and change and still be able to keep their marriage solid. But sometimes people can't. And sometimes divorce does happen. I don't think that you should be stunted where you were when you met a person. People grow and change. And I think that if they really put in the time and the effort, no matter whose relationship, you can make it work. You can grow and change together. Also, I appreciate that Dorit wanted to be a listening ear for her. She wanted to be there for her. But at the same time, you and PK are not perfect. And you should probably be focused on you and PK's relationship. They are out here saying that they are not separated, but I don't believe that. In my opinion, allegedly, they are absolutely separated. Now, honey, listen, they were going to a honky tonk. Now, let me tell you, I am country to my heart, okay? I was born and raised in Deepwater, West Virginia. And honey, listen, when I was growing up, the only radio stations we got were country stations. And every weekend they would play episodes of the Grand Ole Opry. So all I knew was country. It was years until we got an R&B station or a pop station. So honey, listen, I fit right in at a country western bar. Okay. And if they have karaoke and line dancing, it's even better. I'm just saying I could go for it. Now, my friends, some of them, if there's a good line dance and a little karaoke, they'll be there. But the rest of them, they're just sitting at the table having drinks. So I got a little ticked off at Garcelle. When Kyle gets to the table, she orders a mocktail and Garcelle says, "How long is this going to go on?" Cut the shit. Don't do that. If the woman wants to be sober, let the woman be sober. I'm telling you, me and my girlfriends go out. 8 times out of 10, I'm not ordering an alcoholic beverage. I'm ordering my favorite drink, which is soda water with 3 limes on the side so that I can squeeze the limes and get all the juice out of them and then stir my soda water up with my straw so that the taste is perfect. And I still am the same me. I act a fool whether I'm sober or not. I'm just saying, leave people alone. Everybody doesn't have to drink. Now, the question games. I do kind of like when they have these questions. Are we all monogamous naturally? And I'm going to give you my honest opinion. No, I don't think so. I think that I wish that we all were, and I think that I wish that it did come naturally, but it doesn't come naturally for all people. It comes naturally for me to be monogamous. Well, I've cheated a little, but I was younger then, and this is not about me. As a grown-up adult, I don't cheat. Yeah, I don't. I had to double check. I may have had some slip ups a few years back. Oh my God. Moving on. Now, Dorit is back to acting a fool in these confessionals, and I love it. Dorit, she came to play in the confessionals, okay? Erica in that comment about lioness going for the youngest lion, when Dorit came back and said, "You went for the oldest lion in the pack." That is the truth, because that older lion had all that money. That's what that was. But I understand it. Peeps, get in the comments. What do you think? Are we naturally monogamous? Now, Garcelle had a question. If you find out that your partner, your person, has been unfaithful to you one time, is that enough for you to walk away from this relationship? Now, I'm going to tell you, honey, I would like to be that person. I would love to be the person that just says, "Oh, you did what? Okay, I'm out." But I'm going to be honest, I'm not that person. I have been in 2 or 3 relationships in the past where I was cheated on and I was devastated and I was hurt and I walked out of the relationship. But that lasted for like a month. And then all of a sudden I gave them another chance and I took them back. Do I regret the decision of taking them back? Two of them, absolutely. Absolutely. I regret that. But you live and you learn. I do have a relative. I'm not going to say who she is, but I do have a relative, and she is very, very direct. And when somebody cheats on her, she's out. Okay, she is out like, no ma'am. Okay, before you can get the word cheat completed, she has left you. And she doesn't look back. No ma'am. She does not spin the block, or no relationship. As soon as you mess up, she's out. And I wish that I could be more like her sometimes. I really do. What about you peeps? Do you guys just leave? Can you just walk away from that one indiscretion? Or are you like me and you give them another chance? Now, Kyle says that she doesn't know, which to me that sounds like a lie. Because in my mind, and this is all alleged and just my opinion, in my mind, Mauricio has cheated on Kyle a million times and she continues to take him back. That's only in my mind. Now, Garcelle talking about that email, she downplayed the hell out of that email. She says that she sent that email to their friends and his friends, but she actually sent that email to everybody in his company. Everybody in his business got that email. And I mean, I don't blame her. I'm not mad at all, because if I found out that my husband, the father of my children, had been having an illicit love affair with somebody for 5 years, oh, hell no. Not only would I have sent that email to all of the company, I would have gave it to all the blogs. I would have tore up all his shit. Everything he owned would be out on the front yard waiting for me to strike the match. I'm here for that. I'm just saying. And then after they got a divorce, this dude went and married that lady. I'm Team Garcelle here. Now, Dorit saying that she would go all Lorena Bobbitt. I don't buy it. Girl, sit on down. Then there was a question that says, at what point does money stop making people happier? I don't think that's ever a point. I've never gotten to the point. I don't have any money. I'm just living a regular middle class life by going to work 9 to 5 every single day. Well, I actually work 8 to 5, but you know what I mean. And then Erica, girl, please. I can't even. I couldn't even muster up a tiny bit of sympathy for Erica. I really couldn't. First of all, Erica makes more money than millions of people do. Her talking about going from being rich and not having to worry about anything to now she hates to look at the bills. She's got to pay the bills. I'm thinking, you know what? So do them victims. So do the victims. They have to pay bills too. They're still suffering. You were living high on the hog off of their pain and misery. And I just can't fall for this with you. I really can't. I cannot feel sorry for you that you cannot go out and ball out of control, shop and buy whatever you want, buy yourself Cartier rings and travel all over the world off the backs of other people who are suffering. She's talking about now she's just out here fighting for herself with no backup plan and no safety net. Well, shit. Welcome to my world. Welcome to the world of most Americans. I have been on my own since I moved out of my parents' home. And I managed to work and go to school and work. And now I'm paying to put my son through college. I'm doing that on my own, off the back of my own damn hard work. Cry for you, feel bad for you. No, ma'am. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I done got upset. And it's weird to me too. Erica's so worried about keeping the lights on and paying the bills, but you still live in that $10,000 a month house. You have a creative director and a glam squad. Girl, if you downsize to maybe a $5,000 a month place and got rid of your glam squad and creative director, you would probably not have to worry about the damn light bill. I'm just saying, didn't Andy at one point tell us that she's making like $600,000 working on the Real Housewives? You could live a real nice, comfortable life. You just have to downsize a little bit. Shit. Girl, I wish I would sit around and feel sad for you. Get the fuck on. Anyway, I have really just taken this too personally. Let me move on. I will say this. the birthday cake that the people from the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil brought out, that birthday cake was beautiful. Crystal is enjoying her 40th birthday party. And I would just like to say to my girlfriends, I know you listen to my show and I know you're listening to this. Listen, you know that my birthday is coming up July 6th, 2024. Y'all better be doing something. Somebody call me. I'm just saying. Anyway, this is not about me. So listen, they get to this country bar, and this is not a bar that I would have chosen. No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. I need my country bar to have the music loud. It needs to be packed. The dance floor needs to be full. Okay, people need to be out there line dancing. I mean, it needs to be, listen, where is the good time? Listen, Sutton orders that Kettle One vodka with the side of grapefruit juice. And I said, we are seeing a lot of that Kettle One vodka with the side of grapefruit juice. And you remember last season, Erica called Sutton an alcoholic. Low key, when they were having that party and everybody was dressed up for the 70s or something, they were wearing the wigs and all that stuff. Erica said that somebody had a drinking problem and she was talking to Sutton. Then Kyle got Teddy to bring it up. That's my opinion. Kyle got Teddy to bring up that Sutton is carrying vodka in her purse with that ruby red grapefruit. And then throughout the episode, we kept seeing Sutton with her vodka and ruby red grapefruit. They are really out here plotting on taking Sutton down and making it look as if she is an alcoholic. And she, unfortunately, is helping. And just for the record, Sutton, have you ever tried to put a little gin in your ruby red? Because I like the gin and the ruby red, but I'm going to get me a vodka and a ruby red and see if I can switch up. I'm just saying, I'm headed to the grocery store today. I said I got to get me some of that ruby red. I got all this gin in the house. I'm just saying that gin was given to me as a gift. Anyway, I've had it since March. I don't want to be judged. Moving on. Okay, so this was hilarious as hell. Kyle is still sober, but she's still having a good time. She gets on the mechanical bull and she does a good job. Now the man is manhandling the women, and I don't mind it. If a sexy man want to, risk his back and pick me up to put me on the, the mechanical bull, he sure can. I'm just saying, pick me up at your own risk. But anyway, Sutton didn't want to be picked up. Walk her over to the mechanical bull. And then she's got like 37 rules. She was stiff as hell on that mechanical bull. I laughed so damn hard. I said, I have never seen anything like this. This woman is a mess. Erica in her confessionals, I said, wait a minute, I'm team Erica for this. Erica said if Sutton's bull riding skills are anything like her dick riding skills, it's no wonder she never gets a second date. And you know what? I approve of this message. Ma'am, that riding that mechanical bull was horrific. Can we see you dance? Because listen, if the mechanical bull and your dancing is bad, your sex is bad. The sex is bad. No, ma'am. Okay. So this elevator situation, there is no way that this was not planned. There is no way that this was not planned. It's impossible that they just happened to be standing there waiting at the elevator and those Magic Mike people are on the elevator as well. It cannot be. In Erica's confessional, although it was funny regarding the Lord giving her permission after she vowed to not fight for Lent, that was a lie. You know the Lord is not going to let you pass with yelling and going on with somebody after you promised you wouldn't. Don't use the Lord. Anyway, I thought that it was a bit much, but it wasn't that bad for Erica. Erica has really read Sutton for filth. Erica has demolished Sutton. Erica has had Sutton go running in tears. So it could have been worse. I think that it was really crazy for her to try to put Sutton on the spot and make her apologize to these dancers from Magic Mike. I mean, you couldn't show sympathy for any of your husband's victims, but you expect Sutton to apologize to these Magic Mike people. I thought that was ridiculous. However, I did appreciate that Sutton did apologize. I also did notice that Erica lied. Sutton never said that show was shit. She never said that the show was horrible. She just said that she felt uncomfortable and she didn't like the way the women were, spread eagle on the stage. She didn't say that. And I think that Erica was wrong for doing that. And it was embarrassing. It did put Sutton on the spot. But Erica's done worse to Sutton. So get over it and move on. Now, when they got out to the Sprinter van and Garcelle said, so they just happened to be on that elevator, I said, good, because now I know that somebody else thinks the same as me. That had to be planned. Okay, so when they get on this Sprinter van, it gets into a little bit of a heated argument. You know, Sutton is very upset. She is extremely embarrassed by this whole thing. And the thing is, I think that they may have gotten things just a little bit twisted. Okay, Sutton did overreact. She did storm out. But when she stormed out by herself. You know, Garcelle went out to check on her friend, which is a nice thing to do. Kyle was coming back from the bathroom and she's seen Sutton there. And then she wanted to check on Sutton as well. They weren't able to calm her down as quickly as they thought that they may be able to. And it was Kyle that texted the whole group and told them that they need to leave because Sutton was upset. Personally, as I said in my last video, if I was Kyle and the rest of the girls in the group, I would have made sure that Sutton was somewhere safe and comfortable in the Sprinter van, but I would have enjoyed that show. I would not have texted the rest of the girls and said, hey, you guys need to come out of here. She's upset. She's unhappy. We need to leave. This was a celebration for Crystal, and it would have continued to be a celebration for Crystal without Sutton. Sutton could have gotten in the Sprinter van and waited, or she could have taken an Uber and went on home. Back to the hotel. I would not have disrupted this entire situation. This is how they all played a part in this. Sutton started it. She kicked it off because she was, jealous, in my opinion. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm on the board of the American Ballet Foundation. You came with all that money. You wore your pants. You made the comment, oh, I wore pants for nothing. And then you ran out of there. You were jealous that you were not spread eagle out on that stage, in my opinion. But I don't think that they needed to blow this up to a big old argument. Kyle did say that Sutton was a little unhinged in the lobby, and I have to agree with Kyle. Sutton did get a little unhinged in that lobby, and Garcelle agreed as well. It is true. Sutton was acting really upset. And, the theatrics were there. But this is Sutton. She is kooky and silly. And that's why I like her. After everybody was talking and everything, then she didn't want to talk anymore. She starts crying. She's upset. I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh. Ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't want to hear it. Don't be the victim now. And the point is all of this could have been handled differently. But you can't go back and change it. It's done now. Just move on. Every last one of them. Now, when Garcelle and Dorit get into it on this Sprinter van, first of all, let me just tell you, I am very, very sick of Dorit and these microaggressions. I am paying closer attention to her now, and she's doing this a little too damn much for me. And what I don't appreciate is Dorit starts shouting at Garcelle, and then she lowers her voice, and Garcelle is still matching her original tone, and all of a sudden, she's making it seem like Garcelle is attacking her and raising her voice and being aggressive with her. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You come at me loud, I'm going to come at you loud. Don't do that. Dorit is doing too damn much. I see you, Dorit. It really rubs me some kind of way when she tries to act as if Garcelle is angry or yelling at her every time they have a conversation. Garcelle is matching your energy. You need to stop this shit. I've had it, Dorit. Now then we see Sutton back at her house. She's talking to her cat and dog about Miller time. And then she tells them, she said, well, that was on a commercial, but you guys don't watch the commercials. Girl, I don't know. I think pets watch the TV. Do they know what the TV is saying? I think they do, because they know where the hell am I? Moving on. Damn it. Anyway, we see Sutton pouring herself a vodka and ruby red. I said, oh shit. Stop it, Sutton. Hide the vodka. Hide the vodka, okay? Drink before they get there and when they leave. I'm just saying. They trying to make you out to be an alcoholic? So Garcelle and Erica go out for drinks and a little lunch. And let me tell you, I like Garcelle and Erica together. They could be cool, I think. Anyway, Erica orders tea and she orders the mint tea. And I laughed because whenever I go out, when I order tea, I usually order mint tea or I order Lady Grey. If they don't have Lady Grey, then I just get the Earl Grey. But anyway, get moving on. So they talk about roommates on the trip. And they show this flashback of Sutton on her phone talking about she just ordered a book on tantric sex and wanted to know if Garcelle wanted her to read some of it. Garcelle said, I don't care if you burn. At this point, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Garcelle is trying to go to bed. Shut the hell on up. Okay, be quiet. Put your earbuds in or something. Erica was laughing and they were talking about Kyle and Dorit sharing a bed, and Erica said that Dorit talks in her sleep. Listen, I'm with them. I'm grown. I like to have my own bed. I like to roll around the bed. I like to be comfortable. You know what I mean? Unless it's a man, then come on in. Anyway, my last family girls trip, I ended up sharing a bed with my cousin, and she is hilarious as hell. We had a great time. We set up talking about shit, old relationships, current relationships. It was a good time. They talked about Dorit and Garcelle not being able to have a proper conversation, and Garcelle does make a statement that I agree with. She says for somebody who likes to talk as much, she doesn't understand why she and Dorit cannot have a civil conversation. You can't have a civil conversation because Dorit has decided that she wants to not like you. She wants you to be the problem, and Dorit does not listen. She only cares about Dorit. That's the problem. Erica made some really good points about Sutton as well. Garcelle says that Erica went after Sutton, but the truth is it could have been worse. Like I said, she might have embarrassed Sutton, and she did lie, but it could have been worse. And Erica was also being very truthful. She said Sutton was upset. She brought all that money. She wore those pants. She wanted to get down there. She didn't get down there. So she got upset and she ran out of the place. That was all facts. Erica says that Sutton hijacked the entire evening. I agree. She did. But at the same time, she got help with that. Kyle texted everybody and said, come on out of there. And Garcelle agreed with that. Y'all should have put her in an Uber. Went on back and enjoyed the show. That's all I'm saying. Garcelle does make the comment that maybe she needs to let Sutton fight her own battles now. I think that is true. She should let Sutton fight her own battles. But if the rest of the girls chime in and try to join up, to bully her, then I do think that it's fair for Garcelle to jump in and try to help her friend. Now, here's where the peeps is probably going to be pissed with me. Kyle comes over to Sutton's house, right? Okay, so I'm riding the fence. I'm Team Kyle, Team Sutton. I'm not just on one of their sides. I think that both of them have points. Kyle shows up. She's wearing those boots that Sutton bought all the girls. I think it was her first season on the show. And I remember when she bought them those boots, I thought, oh my gosh, those boots are gorgeous and expensive. And I'd like some of those boots. Sutton, girl, I need some of them boots. Anyway.
You get like 300 grand a month from your ex in your settlement.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of after taxes. And then y'all don't even...
Good for you.
Love. And then y'all don't even know what my assets are. So just leave me alone. Look, if you want divorce advice, come to me.
Okay.
Do you think that you owe Erica an apology for making fun of her ticket prices?
And I didn't make fun of her ticket prices. Someone asked me about it, and I just said, I thought they were $7. That's what I heard. It's what I had heard. And then they said, no, they're $1. So then I said, well, I'll take everybody.
Honey, now listen. Sutton is rich. Okay, she's got that money. And I think she's going to pay at the reunion for them Erica Jane ticket prices conversation. Oh, boy. Okay, so don't kill me, peeps. But when Kyle got to Sutton's house, I kind of felt like Sutton was already drunk. Kyle was getting tea, and Sutton said she's having a cocktail. Girl, I think that she had had multiple cocktails. I'm just saying. No, ma'am. Now, Sutton demonstrating Erica's behavior at that elevator, I said, oh my God, her and Dorit, they came to play this season. They really did. She was on it. That was perfect with the Southern accent and everything. It was perfect.
Name them.
That what?
Name them.
Well, what
Name
you
'em.
did was ridiculous.
Name them.
Not having.
Name 'em.
Well, be quiet. So
Name
let me
'em.
talk. Jesus.
Name them.
I
Name them.
don't know if you're okay, actually.
Name them.
Are you okay?
Name them. I don't understand the word rude.
You want me to get a dictionary?
I'm asking you to name.
Then be
the
quiet, and I will,
circumstances.
please.
All right, so I think that it is about time that Sutton realizes that Kyle is not her real friend. I don't think that Kyle has ever been her real friend. I think that as soon as Kyle realized that Sutton was extremely popular and that the fans liked her and she was super rich, that's when Kyle decided Sutton's not it. And she was going to throw that woman under the bus every chance she got. This scene was really amazing, and it looks like it continues the next episode. Kyle was really trying to gaslight Sutton. She really was. But Sutton said, not today, damn it. You are not about to play with me. You are not about to tap dance on my intelligence. Rather, I've had a Kettle One vodka and ruby red or not. You know, Kyle didn't like being interrupted. But we have seen Kyle interrupt people every time that she has been on this show, for every season that she has been on this show. And I think that they needed to, editors put that in there. Sutton is not about to sit here and allow Kyle to gaslight her in her own home. It's not going to happen. Sutton tells Kyle that she has been inserting herself in conversations, and Kyle thinks that that's absolutely rude. But listen. Please look at your screen. Do you remember this? Sutton was trying to have a conversation with that out-of-touch nut job Diana, and here comes Kyle in the damn mix. Get the hell out of here. And then she grabbed that woman by the shoulder and everything. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Sutton was right about that. I do think that Kyle had some points. Do I think that she could have explained herself a little bit nicer? Do I think that this conversation should have went a different route? Yes, but Kyle had some points. I think that it's possible that two things can be true at the same time. Sutton does have a lot of freakouts. She does act quirky. She does melt down. But Kyle is never really there for her when she has these incidents. Kyle is always there to make things worse. She's always there to throw Sutton under the bus. If Sutton comes to Kyle in confidence and tries to share stuff with her, Kyle adds a little razzle dazzle to it and then tells everybody. When Sutton was like, name 'em, it was the accents. It was the accent and it was the theatrics, but I loved every minute of it. And then when Kyle did name him, the episode went off and I was waiting to see what Sutton's response was because, Kyle was right. Sutton was acting ridiculous. I'll never forget the face roller. Remember when they was in Lake Tahoe? They always go to Lake Tahoe almost every season. I wonder if they're going to go to see. Oh, good God. Move on, Pia. Anyway, that place is real pretty, right? Anyway, listen, Kyle was right about that. Sutton does freak out a lot, and it is weird. But that's who she is. And if you're going to say that you're her friend, you're going to have to deal with this kookiness. You can't just be a part-time fake-ass friend. She acts out. Either you're going to ride with it or not. Sutton needs somebody to be there and be supportive of her when she freaks out like this. And probably some therapy. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.